This is episode 1 of season 2 with me, Tiffany Hinton. Today, we're talking about the brand new year, 2023, on Cultivating Guts. Hello, it's Tiffany, and welcome back to season 2 of Cultivating Guts, a podcast where we discuss gardening, homesteading, gut health, and following our intuition. I am so excited to be back with you guys in the new year. Yes, it is 2023. We are recording in the new year. And I've had so many insightful moments the last few weeks. You know, if you listened to last week's podcast, that I spent a few weeks on the couch, curled up in blankets in front of a fire and just kind of hibernating for a while. And a lot has just dropped in. And yesterday, more dropped in. I will say on New Year's Day, I felt like I was sitting in a void, which was kind of amazing. I wasn't floating, but I was definitely in a void. And yesterday morning, I got up, I did some rituals, I lit a chime candle and did my Kriya, and then everything just started to flow down. And so I've got pages and pages of stuff on paper, and I'll go through some of it with you today. I'll also give you some ideas for journal prompts for the new year if you are still trying to think about what are your intentions. Do you have a word of the year yet? I'll share mine with you on this episode as well. And so we are doing this in video today. So if you are on Spotify or YouTube, hello. And if you want to watch it in video, our YouTube channel is youtube.com/Tiffany Hinton. You can also catch all of our past episodes over on our YouTube channel in our playlist, Cultivating Guts. Okay, so before we get started, I'd ask you for a big favor. If you could subscribe, rate, and review the podcast, send me a screenshot of your review at tiffany@cultivatingguts.com, and I will send you our free garden planner course. Also, if you're listening, screenshot your favorite part of today's episode, post it on Instagram, and either tag me at I am Tiffany Hinton or at Cultivating Guts. I will reshare it. Love resharing stuff on Instagram. It's super fun. You'll find in my stories a lot of times I reshare things from different quotes and different forecasts, and I don't know, all kinds of stuff. If you're interested, the reshares are always in the stories. And if you're listening to this and you think of somebody that would really, really get a lot from this podcast, shoot them the link, share the link with them. Really would appreciate that. So before we head into the show, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by Non-Disclosure Apparel. They are a U.S.-based, made by a female owner, bralette company. So no underwire, super comfortable. They come in multiple colors. I will say today I'm wearing their pink. They call it azalea. Right after the flowers, and that's so cool. Then there's beach, and there's storm, and there's sand. I think and another color I'm missing, marine maybe. Anyway, they're super wonderful. It is my everyday bra. As many of you know, it's the gardening bra, it's the yoga bra, it's the do the housework bra, it's the go to town bra, and I love, love, love them. The thing that they're known for is their nipple coverage. And Becky, their founder, has given us a special coupon code for you. So you go down to the show notes, you click the link, use Tiffany15 to save 15% off your total order. And if you order multiples, I believe her website also right now is featuring free shipping on 2 or more bralettes. So the Ellie bralette is got you where you need to be and will get you where you need to go going in 2023. For more information on the Ellie bralette, once again, click the link in the show notes. Hello. Welcome back to Cultivating Guts. We're diving right into the show. I had a coughing spell, so we deleted that part. And I'm back. So if you're listening and my voice gets a little ragged, it's just morning. I don't know. It's like drainage. Anyway, probably allergies. So I will apologize up front. 2023 is here. Whoever thought? Right? 2023. Wow. It's a lot, right? Yeah, I mean, some of us were born in the 70s, and so it's a lot. Not only are we getting old, but there's a lot of things that have changed in the world since we were born. There's a lot of things that you've learned and you've grown, and myself included, and there's things that you go back to, and there's things that you release and you move forward on, and you maybe have regrets and maybe you don't, and it's interesting. But in the year of 2023, it is a year to dream big. My year of My word of the year is rebirth. And last week on the podcast, we talked about the closure of 2022. It was the year of transformation. And so yesterday morning, I sat down to do my yoga and my kriyas, and I lit a chime candle and I pulled a card. And the card I pulled from Victorian Tiff's deck, which if you need the link for that, let me know. 2 women I know made an oracle deck and I love it. They're Reiki healers, Akashic Records readers. So they work in that community that I love so much and that I love being a part of. But the card I pulled was fertile ground. And it just hit me, right? First of all, yeah, I'm an earth sign. Second of all, I love the ground. Third, we're cultivating, fertile ground for gardens and compost and biodynamic gardening is about rejuvenating the ground, right? Making the ground fertile again, getting rid of these sterile environments, about having diversity in the soil, diversity of plants, diversity in the world. And so when I pulled that card, those were the thoughts that came to me first. And then I read the little message, and it's about having fertile ground to birth new things. And I was like, all right, it's been playing on my heart. It's been playing in my mind. I keep feeling this word rebirth. That's my word. My word is rebirth for 2023. So it'll be interesting to see if I paint something with the word, if I get a new sign or what I do with it, or where it shows up. But we're birthing things, rebirthing things in 2023. One of the things that we are definitely rebirthing is cultivating guts, right? Yes, it's here. The podcast is here. Little Witch's Moon Garden Club is here. The Ultimate Green Witch Garden Planner is here. The Etsy store is here. I get all of that. But a lot of that was born not when my energy was the best. A lot of that was born under a PR company and some other groups that I wasn't really happy with. And so there's a chance for rebirth this year. There's a chance to kind of outgrow, right? Shed your skin. I have found my snake skin yesterday as well. And I was like, oh yeah, another reason to rebirth. You can shed that skin and become anew, even if you're the same. You're not exactly the same. You've grown a little bit, just like I've grown a little bit, right? Or grown a lot, depending on what we're talking about. But so the word of the year is rebirth. And with rebirth will come a lot of cool stuff. One of the things yesterday that I did, and I would encourage you to do the same. I would encourage you to get a journal, and I'll feed you some starter questions. But years and years ago, I found Leonie Dawson from Australia online. And at the time, she did PDF, like gold journals, I guess you would call them. This is probably a decade ago. And so the first couple of years I got her PDFs. Then she went into print gold journals. And she would also at one point made a calendar for the year, like a diary, a planner type thing. A few years ago, she didn't make them. I don't remember what happened, but she wasn't going to be producing them. And so in print. And so I was like, okay, forget it. The questions are similar every year. They're not exactly the same, but they're similar. So I got out the year before and I wrote them all down in a journal, and then I answered them all. And then last year I wrote all those questions again in the journal again, and I answered them all. And then I did that yesterday. I wrote down all of the invoking 2023 questions down. Then I went and took the girls to practice, did a couple other things, and then came back and I started filling in the answers when I was in flow, when I was like connected to God and I could just like listen and write. And I didn't have to put a lot of mental energy into it, right? When I don't put a lot of mental energy into something, my spelling is off. I write the wrong words. Sometimes I think that's on purpose. Like I feel like God's giving me messages and those are the right words, even though they're probably not the words I would have written if I was really logically thinking about stuff. So it's interesting when you go into flow, how you become creative, and some of the practices that have been ingrained through educational systems are stripped away. And so for me, spelling is definitely not a strong suit to begin with. And let's say we have editors for a lot of things. Or if I write an email on my own, you'll find like, oh, there's a little bit of miss grammar errors in there because Tiffany is not great with grammar or spelling. Never have been. Okay, so went through all the questions. So if you've got a journal, here are some of the questions to think about. What are your big, big dreams? Those hairy, audacious things that when you think about, you don't even think they're really possible, but boy, if they were, oh, it'd be amazing, right? Those things. What are those? Like, I'd love to go to Turkey and just go to the Silk Road Market and like walk around and explore the fabrics and the pottery and the food, right? A trip to Bali. I don't know. It just sounds really cool. I'd love it. How's it going to happen? Have no idea. Does it need to happen? I don't know, but it's one of those big things. It's a dream. It's a huge dream. So what are yours? Like write them down. Like and don't let your logical brain or somebody's other voice in your head say, "Oh, that's not possible. Don't put that on the paper." "Oh no, don't do that." Like throw those people out. Tell them to fuck off. Now we just earned an E on this episode. But write them all down. Like write all that stuff down. Then think about as well, like what are your shiny habits? When I say shiny habits, what are the things you do when you're feeling melancholy? What are the things you do when you're feeling a little yuck? Like for myself, it's yoga, going outside, grounding, listening to music, like especially like frequency waved music, um, gardening, pulling weeds. I know it sounds crazy, but boy, pulling some weeds, getting my hands in the mud makes me a happy person. So, write down 5 or 6 of those for yourself because you can always go back to those in the new year when you're having a little bit of downed energy and say, oh yeah, I'm going to do number 5 or I'm going to do these 3 things or because they're there as a reminder. The other thing is think about spaces in your house that are aligned and not aligned. And of those spaces that are not aligned, do you need to redecorate or do you need to declutter? And then kind of make a list and create an action plan. Similarly with your body and your lifestyle and how you feel physically and your health, like what's aligned, what's not aligned, what does your body want more of, what does it want less of? And then what do you give yourself permission to do? And actually, right, I give myself permission to be my whole self. I give myself permission to be bold. I give myself permission to speak my truth. Like, what are yours? Write them down. What are the things that you want? 100 things that you want to do, that you want to make happen. And they could be wild and crazy. They could be simple, like baking cookies or singing in the rain or climbing a tree or walking barefoot on the beach. Make a list of 100 things and then review it like every full moon and check off the ones that have happened. The other thing that is part of that, and I'm not giving you all of it because you guys need to find Leonie Dawson online, but another part of those questions are, where do you want to visit? Who do you want to visit? And then what does your community look like? What are you creating for your community? And I wrote down that I'm creating a new tribe. I'm looking for, I used to call them crunchy moms, but we're not going to call them that. I'm looking for earthy people. Intuitive earthy people. How about that? Intuitive earthy people. We don't have to call them crunchy. Crunchy's like cancel culture word. And I want a tribe. Some of my tribe, I know who they are. Like I know my neighbors in my tribe. I know she's my bestie. Anything off the wall, doesn't matter. She would probably do it with me or tell me, Tiffany, you're nuts, but do it anyway. She's the person who says, sit on the tire swing, I'll push you, and acts like a 6-year-old sometimes, or says, let's go ice skating together, or let's go down and play in the creek. Like that is like, I love it. We're like childhood best friends who didn't know each other until we were in our 30s. And it's just amazing, right? I would consider us soul sisters a little bit. Like our souls have known each other before and will know each other in the future. It's awesome. But one of my big things this year is a tribe. I want a tribe that we can do moon circles with. I want a tribe that will come and garden together or trade produce or trade secrets of how to make the dirt better, or will let your kids play in the mud with my kids, or go on a wild and crazy trip with me for 2 hours to go buy chicken somewhere. Or, right? That's the tribe I want. I want this tribe that if the grocery store closed, we knew we could cook and have all the food we needed. And no, I don't consider myself a prepper, but I'm very interested in that culture. That, right? So what do you want? What do you want in 2023? What does your 2023 look like? Those are the things you need to think about and you need to write down. And if your mind is not like, ooh, and like throwing things out, pause the podcast, grab a pen, and don't worry about the spelling or the grammar and just start writing. Okay? And then come back to the podcast. All right, welcome back. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going to come down the pipes. Come down the pipes, flow down the river, whatever you want to say, right? Drop down from the stars. Rain, right? In 2023. So yes, the Etsy store is up. So Little Witch, Lily and the Green Witch is the Etsy store. The links are in our Instagram bio link, and we have the links in our show notes as well. Lily and the Green Witch, we're going to have more stuff out there. More medicinals, more herbs. We're also going to have junk journals and bullet journals, and we're going to have the planners, but merchandising for the Little Witches Moon Garden Club items, right? So what does that mean? That means that if you want to have your kids in the online version of the Little Witches Moon Garden Club, you'll be able to buy the cups, the journals, the field guides, the bags, the backpacks, all of it from our Etsy store. And then you'll be able to go to Podia and buy the Little Witches Moon Garden School classes for the kids. And they'll be able to watch them on their device or on the TV or however you want to hook them up to be able to watch a video and be able to do their stuff. And we'll have a supply list. So that will be coming. I don't have dates yet, but I know it's coming. So there'll be some online classes for some little witches to learn how to moon garden at home for those that are not in the Chicago area. The whole year of 2023 is out there in Podia, which is cultivatingguts.com. For all of 2023, the whole schedule is there. You can purchase the whole thing for your kids. The Little Witches Moon Gardening School live, right? And right now we have a special. You can get all 12 months for $350. It is an amazing deal. Amazing, amazing. I have no words for it. So just go and get that, and then your kids can come all year, and they can continue to grow in their knowledge of biodynamic gardening, their gardening knowledge, their knowledge about animals and living, like flower identification, herbal identification, moon cycles, herbal and magical properties of plants, because we do monographs every month. We create tinctures and other things. So all of that is laid out for the whole year. You can go get that. You can buy by a quarter too. If you've got a grandchild, great gift for them. It gets their parents 2.5 hours of no children once a month where they can just drop their kid off. And it gets the child some amazing knowledge. Okay. The other thing that's coming in is I'm going to be doing a Green Witch Gardening Women's Retreat on Earth Day. So that is April. Mark your calendars. April 22nd is Earth Day. It is on a Saturday. We're going to do a full retreat. And what do I mean by that? I don't know all the details yet. What I know is it'll be catered lunch. We'll have snacks. We'll have stuff in the morning, like coffees and stuff and tea. And I know that there will be some breath work and maybe a little bit of yoga. We're going to build like miniature raised beds that you can take home. We're going to plant seeds that you can transplant into your bed. We're going to learn a whole bunch about moon gardening and gardening with moon cycles and a whole bunch of information. Everybody's going to get a printed book for their Ultimate Green Witch Garden Planner. We're going to actually use the garden planner. And I don't know what else yet, but it's going to be amazing. So that'll be coming out. I contacted my accountability partner yesterday to say, hey, I got to get this out by April. I need accountability, and I need you to let me know how to make it happen, right? She didn't need to let me know how to make it happen. She just needs to be like, are you doing what you said you were going to do, right? I need to figure out how to make it happen. But yeah, I need her to follow up with me and, are you doing what you said you were going to do? Are you doing what you said you were going to do? And just help me stay on target. Help me stay on track, because I'm excited about this Earth Day full day retreat. I'm thinking like 40 women probably will be good. I don't know if we could get much more, but the other part is we're going to offer it online as well. So we're going to do a little mix where if you cannot make it to Chicago, we'll send you a supply list. You can go to your local garden store, Home Depot, wherever you want, or even order online if you have time for shipping from some of the seed stores that we recommend. And you can tune in via video, probably YouTube, maybe Zoom. We'll figure it out. Like I said, I don't have all the little pieces figured out, but I'm excited. So that's going to be coming in 2023 as well. And then I'm thinking about doing for the kids, not thinking, it's already on the calendar. I think we're going to do a Beltane celebration and a fire circle in the fall for the fall harvest, if I could say the word fall today, the fall harvest. So those are 2023 things top of mind. There's more space for more things to flow in. Oh, and we're starting a farm stand in our driveway. So not like farm stand at a farmer's market yet. I'll put the word yet there, but we are going to do a farm stand. We'll get you hours. It'll start in March. It'll be open for 2 hours a week. It'll include whatever produce is in season. We'll have fresh eggs. We'll probably have some different dried herbs and medicinal things for sale. And maybe, I don't know what the girls are going to want to do. I know Lily's been going to crochet classes, so you might be able to find some pot holders or other pieces, or maybe not. We'll wait and see what pops up. But we will have a farm stand, and that'll come in March. So again, if you're in the area and you're looking for organic eggs, organic produce, berries, I don't know what else. Maybe some canned stuff, because there's a thing called cottage rule. And I'll let you guys look that up on your own, but it allows you to sell canned goods in the state of Illinois legally. So, yeah. I have a taxpayer ID. I have a business license. We have all of that. So there's no reason we can't have a tiny little farm stand. And so we've been working on building that as well over holiday break. So more to come on that one. Again, shorter podcast, but I want you to go and work on what's coming for 2023 for you. Tag me on Instagram. Tell me what it is. Post a video. Take a screenshot of your paper. Write your word on a piece of paper. Tag me on the word. You can tag me at I am Tiffany Hinton or at Cultivating Guts. I'll reshare it on Instagram, guys. Like, I'll get you some pub, or at least my viewers will see your word of the year. But what is your word of the year? Ours is rebirth, and we are ready for it. Lots of things are going to be birthed this year. I can feel it in the energy, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be messy and muddy and full of dirt and craziness and probably chickens running around, but it's going to be a blast. Welcome to 2023. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast and this episode. This is episode 1 of season 2, right? Share with me what your favorite part was. Share with me when you're going to do the journaling. Like, share it on Instagram. Take the pictures. Tag us. Let me know what's coming out for you in 2023. What are you birthing? Ask me any questions. I'm here for you, and I'm excited to see your benefits. Sat Nam. Love you guys. So if you love this episode, remember to share it with your friends. Send it to anyone who may love this inspiration and information that we shared. To get my newest book, The Ultimate Greenwich Gardening Planner, you can check it out on Amazon or our website, www.cultivatingguts.com, or even in our Etsy store, Lily and the Greenwich. Links are down below in the show notes. And to get everything you need to get gardening and growing your own food this season, check out our masterclass and our coaching programs that we offer at www.cultivatingguts.com. And if you're looking for that Little Witches Moon Garden Club for your child, your grandchildren, or your niece or nephew, that is over at cultivatingguts.com as well. Everything you need is there on the brand new website. With that, guys, Happy New Year, and we'll see you at the next episode.